what you look for, cause you know, I know, you know, yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Confrontation is the conversation. Major mistake.
Holy hell. It wouldn't let me it wouldn't let me add myself to the stream. It's a mess. Okay. So what's up everyone? Sorry it took me a minute to get everything worked out. I don't know. I had a song I wanted to play by Kevin Gates about lying. Is perfect. So maybe I'll just upload it later for Mama T. Mama T, if you're hiding in the bushes, come on out. This one's for you. I told you about a week and a half ago that I wasn't letting this shit go. One thing you have to understand about me is I'm like a dog with a bone. I usually give up easily. I got to find just the right spot to stand in so I don't get all robot-y. I think we have a win. So yeah, I told you, Mama T, that you know, lie all you want, but don't try to make me out to be a liar. Or let's see, you said I looked silly. Um, all kinds of little sly comments you've been making. That shit doesn't escape me. I see it. So this is your one opportunity to bring your ass up here and we can talk about it. I know it's robot-y, so I'm trying to give it a minute. Okay. If I stop talking for a minute, it's because I can see on my screen that it's going to be robot-y, so I just give it a second. There's absolutely nothing I can do. I upgraded my Wi-Fi, but it's going to take a couple of days for them to get the new modem out here. Um, those. I want this to be, hyper focused on the topic. I only have a certain amount of time before I have to go pick up my kiddo from the bus stop. So I want to try to get through everything that I had planned. So all I ask for, people in the chat, mods, don't block anybody. You can delete comments, screenshot the comment for me if you want, send it to me privately. That don't necessarily like each other. So just kind of ignore each other. Um, let's not be rude to each other in the chat. I know that I have 2 years where I've gotten to know people in various communities, and so I've built relationships with people. Okay, after I said screenshot, if you want to screenshot a comment that you have to delete, just send it to me. Chips with people that maybe y'all don't get along with. So just for today, just for this like hour and a half or so, let's just, kind of chill. And I'm going to watch chat as much as I can, but I have to look at my notes too. We're all adults. I mean, we have a topic today. The topic is Mama T and her incessant need for lying constantly. Mama T, just consider it some tough love. Look at this as a positive. I'm not necessarily here to trash you, even though I might a little bit. This is a growing experience. You can take it or leave it and do what you want with it. But that's really the only advice I have. So we've gone over the rules. Just don't be assholes. Try to get along just for today. Um, so when I was Well, let's back this up a little bit. If nobody knows why Mama T is such a thorn in my side right now, it's because her mod, Hummingbird Carver, made an insanely asinine comment regarding a child, Nicolina's child, in a chat. And they're all trying to act like we didn't see it. It's a figment of our imagination, and we're all idiots. Well, I don't take too kindly to that. That comment was absolutely there. Stop trying to say, well, I believe that you saw something. It just wasn't my hummingbird. No, bitch. I did see something. I saw that comment that was made by your mod that you keep covering for. Also, I want to address the fact that the child that this comment was made about, I did see her thank you. I did not want to play that portion of the video. I'm not going to put someone else's child on screen without permission. But yes, I did see her thank you to me, and it was so sweet and so organic. And you could tell, that she appreciated it. Even though I don't think she's the kind of kid that lets a lot of stuff get under her skin, she's a child. She's a 13-year-old child, and things definitely do bother them, even though we may never know. So I did appreciate the thank you video. I don't know if that stream is still up, but it should be on her channel, on Nicolina's channel. So yeah, Mama T, you need to take that into consideration. I think you yourself need to apologize to the child. It was your channel, and your mod needs to apologize. You need to apologize to all of us that you've called liars and try to make us look like crazy lunatics, like we don't know what we're seeing. And the lies don't stop there. So when I started digging back into Mama T, I really went deep. I went so deep as to figure out, we've heard her say that she's this big warrior for victims and she's going to do all this stuff. Well, here's some fun facts. A little bit of Mama T trivia. We all know that she's had her channel for over a year. Before that, she was just a mod for Ernie. She was a thorn in my side. We used to go at it in chats all the time. And then she decided I'm not so bad, which I'm not. I think I'm a nice person for the most part. So I started looking back at the history of her channel. She's got approximately 330 videos and live streams. Of those 330, 6 of them have been about cases. Only 3 of them had the victim's name in the title. Let me give you a little tip, Mama T. If you're serious about wanting to cover cases, you need to put that victim's name in the title. You need to tag it, because when people do a search wanting information about that case, your video is going to pull up. It's going to help your channel grow and bring in the traffic that you want if you're serious about covering cases, which I really don't think you are. And if you are, I've got some more helpful hints for you. So only 3 had the victim's name in it. The other ones were like, let's talk about a case. I would say, I got tired of counting, so I would say about 80% of her titles consist of let's rock this day, let's chat, hello beautiful people, let's do this, blah, 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 blah. So you need some creativity. A good title for you to use from this point forward is I've been full of shit for the past year and a half, so let's start fresh. That would be a perfect title for you. Another fun fact, as I was listening to even some of your older streams, there's doxing all over the place. You privated or deleted last night's live. You deleted the one where Tara was up on your panel talking about the CIA and the ABCs and the 123s and all of these people she knows that's going to come arrest all of us, and we're all going to jail because we're just all a big bunch of criminals up here. Did you know, Mama T, that sometimes spouses who are married to someone in the CIA don't even know that they're married to someone in the CIA? That is so locked down tight that it's not like, say your husband was in the CIA. It's not like he can come home and have a casual chat over dinner about what his day was like. It's not going to happen. It's a safety issue, because when you're like up to CIA level, there's some serious shit going on. And if it gets out that that person is involved in any type of undercover operation or anything like that, they run a chance of getting seriously hurt or even killed. The FBI is not going to come knocking on anyone's door because someone hurt your feelings on the internet. I know that you flashed that number on the screen saying that you called the police yesterday. Trust me, I did the math. So it's possible that maybe you did call. I would like to see the duration of the call. And this is why. There is a certain Raz, hello. I didn't see you sneak in. I know I skipped hellos today. Sorry, it's the internet threw me off. But there is a certain procedure that you go through when you're dealing with internet crime. It is not just call your local police department and they're going to put a band-aid on it and fix all your boo-boos. It doesn't happen like that. I can't tell you how many times that I have told you guys, told everybody, including you, Mama T, good luck getting any of this YouTube bullshit prosecuted and even seen by a judge, heard by a DA. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't mean that nobody's doing anything wrong. What it means is they don't have time for this petty stuff. They are there for like high profile crimes, like fraud and financial crimes and, you know, all this dark web type stuff. They are not there to handle what you now want to consider a terroristic threat. But a few months ago, you were all cool with it and said, I know she's not going to come do that to me. Another juicy tidbit, Mama T. You can't be sitting your ass on your channel every day summoning people to come hash it out with you and then turn around and cry and say you're scared. That's not going to fly. If you talk to someone, whether it be the Scott person or whoever, they should have told you, do not make contact, do not initiate contact, do not go online trying to confront the person in question, do not summon them to your panel, don't start crap with them, basically. Don't perpetuate the problem further. What they should have told you is, if you don't want to completely log off, you need to let the person know at least 2 times to not make contact with you, to leave you alone. And then anything after that 2 times, if they don't leave you alone, then you just start documenting, and you are basically going to have to build your own case because, like I said, they don't have time for it. When it comes to reporting internet crimes, there is always the IC3 way to do it. Also, what you do is you contact your local state police and file a report with them. Then they will contact the person who's doing stuff to you. They will contact their state police wherever they're at, and together those 2 agencies will decide if there's a case there, if they're going to pursue it, blah 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 blah. Basically, they're probably going to just tell you, just stay away from the person. You're not scared. You're not scared of Nicolina. You're not scared of anyone, I don't think, with the amount of time you spend running your mouth. This is all a sympathy ploy. I think it's a little bit of a money ploy, because when you look at all your titles and things like that over the past year, you have basically 330 titles of nonsense because you really don't have anything to talk about. So you make things to talk about. Probably 76% of the videos I skimmed through, you start out talking about just day-to-day nonsense, but then whatever issue, like if someone was live at 2:00 and they were having an issue with someone and they talked about it, by 6:30 you're going to be on your channel talking about the same thing, regurgitating the same stuff that we all just heard. You don't really have content of your own, and I'm not saying that to be mean. Like I said, think of it as tough love and me trying to help a girl out. If you want to do cases, you have to become comfortable with this little thing we call the truth. It's fact driven. You can't come on here when you have a reputation for just piggybacking off of other people's drama and lying about things to be able to present a case. When I do cases, I don't just watch a video and then come spew the same facts that everyone's already heard. I actually talk to victims' families. That's what you need to do if you want to be a good true crime creator. You got a long way to go, but anything's possible. I'm an optimist. And I heard a good point. I guess it was, well, it was this morning for me because I usually have to catch up on everything in the mornings. But I think it was Traders made the point that you've gotten Ernie all in a tizzy now. And you have. He needs to be handling his own legal stuff. But what you've done is you've used the fact that now he has issues with people again. You like immersed yourself right into it. And not only have you just jumped right in like a swan dive, but you're adding to it. You're wanting him to take on your issues. The issues you have with people, this is from the outside looking in, is you need to learn when to keep your mouth shut. You don't need to be all up in the middle of everyone's stuff. If someone in your camp does something wrong, like that vile ass comment about a child, you need to hold their feet to the fire and say, look, this shit doesn't fly on my channel. We need to handle it. But you don't do that. You double down and you will fight to the death with your false information just because you don't want to give in and say, "Oh, I was wrong." But do you think about the people that it affects? Did you think about the people it affected when you lied about where that money went? And I know that's your big thing is I only lied one time. Did you know if you lie one time, you're considered a liar? All it takes is one lie. I'm not saying I've never lied. The other day, I told my kid we didn't have any more peanut butter cookies just because I wanted to eat the last two. People lie for all kinds of reasons. It could be a little white lie, it could be a big lie. So, we're going to talk about some different types of lies. And, Mama T, I want you to put your thinking cap on and I want you to think, does any of this apply to me? Do a little self reflection. Self, am I lying just to be an asshole? Or can I just not help myself? These are the things you have to ask yourself before you hit that go live button. You need to put your ducks in a row because none of your ducks are in a row right now. They are running all through the neighborhood in 20 different directions. And when you put them all together, none of it makes sense. So there's all different kinds of liars. The two main types are a pathological liar, and then there's a compulsive liar. Lying is used as a coping mechanism developed in early childhood and is often associated with some other type of mental health disorder like an antisocial personality disorder. When it comes to pathological liars, it is observed that people who have an antisocial personality disorder and a narcissistic personality disorder indulge in lying. So when you're sitting up there calling all these people whatever you said, it wasn't narcissistic. I don't know what language y'all were speaking, but you were trying to diagnose people and their mental illnesses based on your high horse that you sit upon. You need to, again, self reflect and see how much of that crap applies to you. A pathological liar is often goal oriented, focused. They tell lies to get their way. They have very little regard or respect for the rights and feelings of others. They are often considered manipulative and cunning. They create extravagant stories that may be maintained or tweaked over time, and they often believe their lies or have a weak grip on reality. Well, there was someone that was up there on the panel with you last night, Mama T, that fits that profile to a T. I'm not going to tell you who that is because you don't have many options to choose from. So I want you to think about who that is. Unlike compulsive liars, pathological liars are near impossible to catch in the act. These people are excellent liars because they lie constantly and make up stories unnecessarily, and often it becomes extremely difficult to distinguish the truth from false statements. Pathological liars know how to be confident while lying and use their pathological lying trait as a defense mechanism. They fix their gaze upon you instead of looking away. Some of the symptoms of a pathological liar are they lie to gain something, exaggerate things, they keep on changing their stories, and they live in a false sense of reality. If confronted, they act defensive and never admit that they are liars. Lastly, they hold no value for truth. I watched a shit show yesterday while you were sitting up on panel all holier than thou talking about there's not going to be any doxing. People are doxing all the time. That should never happen. You were on panel with one of the biggest doxers I've ever seen on YouTube in the entire time that I've been here. Doxing is never cool. I know it's always going to happen, but here's the thing. Don't be an asshole to deserve getting yourself doxed. It's going to happen. You can always dox yourself and take the power away, or you can just choose to live a quiet, private life and you get up here and you control what you talk about. I don't do anything to anyone to deserve to get doxed. But someone, especially people over on your side of things, Mama T, might consider that me getting up here and opening my mouth and saying all of this stuff to you is deserving of that. Whatever. It just means that I've struck a nerve and there is some truth to what I'm saying and you can't handle it. You said that you deleted your live the other night when Tara was up there threatening everyone with all these alphabet agencies. You said you deleted it because there was threats being made in the chat. Well, no, I went back and I looked at the chat and I could see everything happen in real time because it was a screen recording. It wasn't just a downloaded version or a saved version. It actually recorded it in real time. And thank you to the person that recorded that for me because I had a feeling that you were going to private it or delete it, Mama T. I just could feel it in my gut that something was going to go down and I wouldn't be able to watch it the next morning. You also said that there was a comment that I had posted about on my community page and you said, oh, that person wasn't blocked or timed out. I literally watched it happen in front of my eyes. I watched the comments disappear. It's the little things like that you lie about that are so nonsensical that make people look at you like you're a joke. Your new co-host is going to get your channel taken down. Your new co-host is putting your monetization at risk because of the way she gets up there and she runs her mouth. And I'm telling you, I could probably pick one or two things that were true out of everything that she said. When someone gets up there and they claim to have all the money in the world and they have to stress the fact that they have an in-ground pool and they live in this big, huge, I'm not giving out any links right now because I'm going to say what I need to say. And then if we have time, I'll give out a link. When you have someone putting such a show on up there, like pumping themselves up to be this great person that can get all this shit done, you have to question it. One, what is someone with all this money in the world and all these amazing luxuries and all these high profile friends and all these agencies doing sitting on YouTube getting involved in petty drama that really doesn't concern them? That's your first clue. Maybe she is loaded. Maybe she does have an in-ground pool as opposed to the white trash above-ground pool that I used to have. Maybe. But you still can't be sitting up there threatening to send the FBI and the CIA and the DEA and all of these people to someone's house over petty YouTube crap. I want to believe that you have the potential to do good things with your channel. I I really do. I want to believe in everyone. I can find good in everyone. I've said it before. I have good history with people that other people might not like. I'm I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to tell you, like, I'm going to give you an example of the good that I've seen in people. Okay. Everyone hates Benny. I'm not too happy with Benny right now either. I don't care if I ever talk to him again. But there was a time when Benny was there for me and helped me through something very difficult that I was going through. There was also a time where I was going through a similar situation and didn't know how I was going to make ends meet for a couple of days. Nicolina helped me with that. I don't know if she remembers, but I remember. Um, a lot of people don't like Jimbo. I get it. Y'all have y'all's history with him. But I have developed a rapport and a friendship outside of YouTube stuff. When I had an issue with him, I went straight to him. We talked it out. We keep like our friendship stuff completely separate from YouTube. He's talked me through some problems before. When you're constantly making a bad history with everyone on your channel, you can't get mad when people call you out on it. Every day, just about, you go live and it's calling someone out, Mama T. You're calling people out for stuff a lot of times that doesn't involve you. So why make everyone else's problems your problems, knowing what's going to happen in the long run? Because you know people are going to retort. People are going to have to correct the misinformation. So how do you move on from here? These are my suggestions, Mama T. I know you're in the chat. You want to come up here, but this is my suggestions to you. I'm going to give you a name, and it's a case. I challenge you to spend the next 2 weeks researching that case, getting all your stuff you want to present lined up, and then present that case on your channel. If you can do that, if you can do that and do it correctly, then I will share my knowledge with you of the things that I've had to learn when it comes to presenting true crime cases. Oh, she just went live because I didn't give her a link. Well, she just, see, Mama T, you have to have patience. So now you're going over to your channel to try to talk crap about me and probably stream me, and that's fine. You better make sure you have your commentary all lined up right, or I'll strike you. Of course, what's there to strike? Because all you're going to be doing is playing the audio. So whatever. You can have it. That's the thing. She doesn't have patience and she doesn't want to hear the truth about herself. And I'm doing this in the nicest way possible. All the crap that they've talked about me in chats and just the simple fact that they tried to make me out like I'm a moron and don't know what I saw, that's not cool, because my reputation means everything to me. And it's real simple. Don't try to shit on that. We don't have a problem. It's unfortunate that she can't handle the truth, because that's just part of being an adult, is being able to hear the things about yourself that maybe you don't want to hear. We all have things about us that need improvement. Suck it up, Buttercup. The fact that she went live to try to dispute everything I'm saying just shows me that she doesn't want growth. She's not in it to do better, be better. I'll be her content for today. I'll be her content for as long as she wants to keep this going. I've told her in so many words, it's very simple. Apologize to the people that deserve an apology, the people that you've wronged. She doesn't want to do that. So we're going to still learn about liars. So, Mama T, what is lying? I gave you a short version on my community page, but we'll do the serious version. Lying is an ordinary human behavior that has been observed across cultures and ages. It is an act of deliberately providing false information or withholding the truth. However, the intention of lying may or may not be to hurt someone purposefully. We all do the little lying by omission. Lord knows I've done it. Right? No, I just don't tell people about that extra scoop of hot fudge I had on my Sunday, or the fact that I wore a shirt twice in the same week. Little things like that. I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm not out to make anyone look bad. It's just I keep some things to myself. But when you sit on your channel and you knowingly put out information that you haven't double checked or verified for yourself, there's a reason that before you can submit evidence at a trial, before it's presented to the jury and to the public, it has to be authenticated. It has to be. They're not going to let bogus information or bogus evidence sway a jury. So we saw it in Shelby's trial. There were issues with things that hadn't been authenticated, like the stuff they found on Ernie's computer. What I saw was the defense and prosecution kind of going at it with each other because they felt like it wasn't authenticated well enough. It happens. That's why I'm such a stickler for it's 4 people can tell me that something happened on a channel or something was said in a chat, and it's not that I don't believe all 4 of those people. It's because the way I process information, I have to see it and hear it for myself. The best way to do that for me, what works for me, is not really participating in everything, but just listening. I listen to it and I process it, and then, I will say something about it if I need to. Is there a problem in the chat? Okay, everyone I don't really know what's going on. I see something about selling pills. The topics that I'm bringing up, I'm trying to just stick to Mama T. I know that everyone has issues. Things have been said across the board. That's another problem for another time. I don't get involved in all that shit. The only reason I'm talking about Mama T is because I inadvertently got pulled in. I mean, I did jump into it. Let's be honest. I backed up the fact that that comment was made. Okay, no problems. Good, good, good. I like it when everyone can get along, even if it's just for a minute. I like that. We don't all have to be friends and go skipping down the street together later, but if we can all coexist together for just a little bit, then that's a win, in my opinion. 10 different types of liars. Mama T, these are some words you like. Sociopathic liars. Liars come in all shapes and sizes, but there is one type of liar that stands out from the rest: the sociopathic liar. This type of liar is a natural liar and is usually characterized by a lack of empathy, a disregard for social norms, and a tendency to manipulate and deceive people for their own gain. You can relax, Mama T. I don't think you're a sociopathic liar. Pathological liars are individuals who habitually lie without any apparent motivation or clear reason. They often have an uncontrollable urge to say false statements and may lie to get attention, avoid responsibility, or even manipulate and control others. You can breathe again. I don't think you're a pathological liar. Although I do think your sidekick is. I'll let you figure out which sidekick I'm referring to. Compulsive liars. Compulsive lying is a behavior that is characterized by the frequent telling of lies, even when there is no apparent reward or purpose. It can be a symptom of various psychological conditions, such as antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. Compulsive liars may lie for any number of reasons, such as to gain attention or to avoid responsibility. They also lie out of habit and have difficulty recognizing the truth in certain situations. I think you have a little bit of this trait in you. I think that you take everything at face value, you don't question things enough, and then you're made to look like a fool because you run with the false information and you treat it as fact. Yes, layer, Laer. Mama T, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know it's Liar. Yes, we can read articles on YouTube as well. It's all about how you enunciate, though. You have to make it exciting, Mama T. Occasional liars. Lying is unavoidable and complex behavior. We all lie at times, whether it is to spare someone's feelings or to get out of a difficult situation. I think this is what you do. I think you lie a lot to get yourself out of difficult situations. You did it with a comment that was made in your chat. You will go to your grave saying that that comment was never made, and if it was made, it was made by a clone. I'm not buying the clone. You know why? Because I've been on the lookout for said clone ever since that comment was made, and I have not seen the clone that you're trying to blame this on in any chat since that day. Not one single time. I'm not saying that there isn't a clone out there somewhere. I'm saying that people typically don't use cloned accounts all the time. They bring it out for specific purposes and then put it away in their troll account closet for the next time. Also, another thing that I don't appreciate you lying about is when people bring up the situation with your dad. I'm not going to go into detail. We all know what that situation is. I, with my own ears, heard you blame that girl. You blamed the victim. This excuse about, well, I'm telling it from my 8-year-old memory. You have what, like 40, 41 years to process that experience as an adult. You, at your age now, should be able to present your 8-year-old memory in an adult way because you've had time to process it. It's not that you remembered as a child that it was her fault. It's that as an adult, you had the audacity to mutter those words and blame her. Call her a stupid girl. So the whole 8-year-old memory doesn't fly. Why doesn't it fly? Because you're not 8 years old anymore. You're not 8 anymore. You're a grown ass woman. When you make a mistake, it's not always easy to admit it. I know this, especially if you're embarrassed or some people just don't ever want to be wrong. I think that's the issue with you, Mama T, is you just don't want to be wrong. Sometimes you have to be wrong. And newsflash, for most of us, there are more times in our life where we're wrong than there are that we're right. Sometimes you have to be wrong in order to get right. You have to be wrong in order to learn lessons. And I hope you are streaming this, Mama T, because you and all your people in your chat need to hear this. I have always been respectful to you. I had never come in your chat and caused chaos. So, Rosebud, you can shove it up your bum that you made a comment saying I only come in there to cause problems. No, I don't. I come in there to correct misinformation. I come in there to tell you how to spell things. Come on. I'm going to chat where I want to chat, and no Scout About or Rosebud or anyone is going to give me any shit for it. If you don't like it, block me. But I'm not going to let people sit there and try to put shit off on a child victim. I'm not going to do it. And Mama T, you don't care anything about what happened to Smoky Mountain Mama. You don't care anything about rap. All you care about is that you put yourself in the middle of it. Stop speaking on it. Anyone who sits there and blames the child victim for what happened to them has no right whatsoever to be speaking on rape or any type of essay, in my opinion. It's not for you. Maybe I'm being a bitch for saying all of this stuff to you, but it's time someone does. You don't listen to anyone else. And I've seen people try to tell you in a nice way, this isn't the right way to go about it. When you got it wrong about him, it was not his responsibility to go and find the video that needed to be deleted. I could tell you the context and content in every one of my streams. I know exactly where to go find stuff. But because you don't prepare and you don't like take notes and gather all your content and actually make a presentation out of it, you wouldn't know where to find anything. If you ever get something wrong about me and then it's proven that it was wrong, you better not ever tell me I need to go find something for you to delete it. I fully expect you to sit there and put your time and effort and energy into finding the misinformation you put out and making it right. It's not our responsibility. You've gotten things wrong about a lot of people and you just don't want to listen when people correct you. I don't have a dramatic history with you, Mama T, so I feel like I'm the perfect person to be up here telling you about yourself and all the ways that you're going wrong. Because then you can't turn around and say that I just don't like you. It takes a lot for me to not like someone. It really does. You managed to push that button, though, and got me extremely aggravated. Hang on, I know it's going to robot. It's not just about putting in the work to research a case. You have this reputation now. You have to completely revamp and reinvent yourself and your channel. I would suggest taking that couple of weeks off that I told you I would give you to research the name I'm going to give. I would wipe your channel of anything that has to do with drama. Because when it comes to speaking to victims' families, they are always going to go back and look at the stuff that you've done previously on your channel. Their loved ones' memory depends on it. I'm upfront. When I talk to a victim's family, I'm upfront and I let them know, yes, I do cases, but I've also talked about other things too. Anything I talk about, 9 times out of 10, there is a lesson somewhere in it. If I were a victim's family member and you approached me wanting to cover my loved one's case, I wouldn't let you. Especially with the type cases that I cover. These are cases that have never received justice. they've been overlooked and pushed aside as if they didn't matter. And that's usually because the victim has some sort of history, whether it be like legal issues or drug and alcohol abuse, or, they just come from a poor family. Those are the type cases that I cover. Sometimes our voice is their last hope to get the story out there. They're not going to put that hope in someone's hands that every other day they're saying, "Come up here, let's talk about it. Get up here. Come on. Come take a link." It's not going to happen. Just like I've talked to you about, if I were in your position, I would be trying to milk every dollar I could out of YouTube. And you're like, "Well, I can't get ads in my videos." Well, this is what you got to do. You got to stop cussing so much. You got to stop letting your chat just say whatever they want. You have to censor stuff. You have to get creative in the way that you spell things. When your YouTube money is one of the main sources of income you have right now, because I'm going to be honest with you, Mama Tia, I don't think you're working right now. I think that because you had to be out for so long with whatever funk that was that you had, I think that they probably filled your position. And that's okay if that happened. I would have more respect for you if you would just come out and say that. And the reason I've come to that conclusion, and I could be wrong, I don't live in your back pocket. I don't know what you're doing. But the reason I've come to that conclusion is you were very new. You were a new employee at the time that you had to take such a large amount of time off. Also, the hours now that you're on YouTube, you go on every single day. Like right now, you should be working instead of getting pissy because I wouldn't give you a link right away and then running over to your own channel to talk about me. And when you're on late at night. Those are the things that people add together and they come to the conclusion that you're not working. I would be working 3 jobs if that's what I took. And I asked you a question in your chat the other day, and I meant it. I mean, hell, if I thought you would pack up and move, I would find a place for you to go. I asked you that if I could get you in a rental within the next couple of months, would you take me up on that offer? I wanted to see what you would say. I understand that you don't want to leave your children, but let's be honest. One of your daughters is in, well, at least the last I knew, was in the same situation you were in. She didn't really have a home. From what I understand, you have an adult son. Well, he's not allowing you to live with him. There's things that prevent you from staying with other family members. Sometimes you got to do what's best for your situation, and you have to make the hard and tough adult decisions. Sometimes that includes leaving your adult children to make a better life for yourself. Do you not want to be the example for your children and your grandchildren? Sometimes you have to sacrifice the things that are comfortable and the things that are known for something that might be unknown and uncomfortable. Relocate, start fresh. What do you have other than your children that are tying you to that place that no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to crawl yourself out of that hole? I don't care about what got you in that situation. That's old news. You're there now, though. And as much as you pissed me off with trying to make me look like a fool, I'm still here giving you excellent advice. This is why people don't take you seriously, because you don't take life seriously. Would you not want to have, even if it's just a freaking studio apartment, which I'm sure out there are extremely expensive, But wouldn't you just want a place by Christmas that your grandkids could come and have a family dinner and things like that? Because when people live in the same town with their adult children, that's typically what happens. You say you're not with Butch anymore. Well, I got to tell you, I've been questioning that for weeks now, simply because you stopped saying things like, I got to go pick him up from work, or I got to go do this. All those things, when we see those things that have been habit before just abruptly stop, that's why people start questioning you. Maybe people don't always question you the right way sometimes, but you've made a lot of people mad. Your personal life is your personal life. We get it. But when you have people coming on here, like Tara said the other night, saying, well, these people are going to jail. I'm just tired of them getting on Tina like this because she's been through enough. Ma'am, we've all been through hell. Each and every one of us have some sort of traumatic event, at least one in our life that we've gone through. What hell has Mama T been through in the past couple of years on YouTube that makes her exempt from acting right? What makes her hell more important than any of ours? I've been through hell too, but I don't come here and take it out on everyone else. I don't make up shit about people just to make myself feel better. I don't go out of my way to make someone feel like shit. Mom T, I'm sure you probably don't feel anything from anything I'm saying because you got your mind made up that I'm just being an asshole and blah, 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 blah. Think what you want. But I can tell you that there's 115 people watching right now that know what my intent is. I'm giving you an olive branch. Even after everything, I'm still going out on a limb and saying, I will help you. I will help you be better. But you got to cut this hole. I'm a part eagle, part tiger. Do you know how stupid that sounds? You're a grown ass woman. So, Mama T, here's the name I'm going to give you. Write it down because I'm going to spell it for you too. The reason I'm choosing this case is because it was the case that was really the tipping point for me that sent me back to school to do what I'm going to do. His name is Christian Andriacchio. Christian. That's his first name. Andriacchio. Andreocccio. There's tons of information out there about him. There still has not been anyone prosecuted in that case. Remember, Mama T, when you're doing any case, it's who, what, when, where, why, and how. Ernie always forgets the how. Forget about being this big warrior and stuff like that. You're not there yet. You need to be a warrior for yourself. You need to get your priorities in order. You need to stop making bullshit up about people. And if any of your mods screw up royally, like Hummingbird did that day, it's okay for you to tell them you can't make comments like that in my chat or anyone else's chat in my name. I think I only have like one or two wrenches left on channels, and I like it that way because I feel if you have a wrench on someone's channel, people remember that. And so it kind of dictates the way you need to act across the board. Oh, she literally just docked someone again? Wow. Yes, introverted one. It's a good case simply because I know it forwards, backwards, side to side. I mean, there isn't anything about that case that I don't know. So if she screws it up, I can go in with a quick fix. Um, and it's not to make her look stupid, it's to teach. Mom T, you got to be open to learning. I'm going to go out on a limb for you, girlfriend. I know that it's silly that you tuned into this stream, Mama T, but you haven't listened to my other ones. So was it because the title was catchy and it kind of made you wonder if I was going to be talking about you? Did someone run and get you and say that I was talking about you? Like, I seriously want to know. You know how you used to fill out those comment cards at restaurants and it like ask you things like, how was your service today? And how was your food? And what brought you here? Blah, blah, blah. We'll consider this that customer comment card. What brought you to this stream, Mama T? Why did you happen to pick this one? Because the one I gave you a couple of months ago when you got caught scamming all that damn money, the one where you said, I've only lied one time. Well, now you've lied at least twice because the fact that you said I've only lied one time is a lie. I mean, we can just keep it going. But you didn't listen to that one when I gave you all kinds of advice and offered you help to get you out of the abusive situation that you said you were in. I'm not a monster, for crying out loud. I've been in situations like that. Yes, doxing is wrong no matter who it is. Mama T, it's kind of stupid if you're going to sit there and say how wrong doxing is and you're so against it. And then you let someone openly dox people on your panel or when you do it yourself. Are you the deciding factor? Hold on, I'm in a robot, I'm sure. The reason I don't dox anybody is because if, God forbid, a single mom or someone's child or something happened, I would feel horrible. I would have a hard time living with that. So for me personally, that's why I don't do it. And Mama T, y'all can sit there with your little like people search things and all that, but you know that little box you check at the end that says you agree to the terms and conditions? You're agreeing to the fact that you're not using that information that you get for malicious purposes. That's what you're agreeing to. So it doesn't matter if you have someone that used to dabble in bounty hunting or skip tracing or anything like that. I heard you say last night that you're learning to be a skip tracer. That basically means that you're being taught how to look up stuff on people for malicious purposes. You're not going to go get a job as a skip tracer. You're not going to do that. So why do you need to know how to seek out all this stuff about people? It's because you want to use it against them when you get your butt backed into a corner. At this stage in your life, Mama T, you should know how to disagree with people in a productive way. We all get it wrong sometimes. I get it. We all show our ass or, we just poke at people and, it happens. There's been times where I've been frustrated about one thing and I've taken my frustration out on another situation or another person. I'm no angel, but I try to keep myself in check. When I confirm that comment was definitely made. I didn't do it to be an asshole to you. I didn't do it to start shit with your mod. I did it because I happened to come in on a conversation where people were talking about it and people were saying that it wasn't ever made. Yes, it absolutely was. That's how you got me on your butt. Right there. That was the tipping point. And it struck something in me, probably because for months I've seen situations that just frustrate me to no end. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, you got it all unleashed on you. But even throughout my unleashing, I have still been very kind, very respectful, and very fair to you. So don't think that I'm not going to go watch the bullshit that you're talking about me now and see how you get it twisted. So I hope you're over there getting it right, because if you get it wrong, I'm going to be right back on here correcting you again. You have the power to turn your channel into something good. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of dedication. It's going to take a lot of mistakes and failures before you finally get it right, but you can do it. Stop blaming other people when things go wrong for you. Who's in the driver's seat? Everyone else or you? You have to start taking accountability for the areas that you fall short in and the mistakes that you made. And no, Mama T, I'm not singling you out, and it doesn't apply to everyone else. We all have things we need to work on. But today, the topic is you. And that's why I've asked the chat to keep it about what we're talking about. Apologize to that child and tell your mod to do it too. That screenshot that you showed of that blacked out message thread, I did the math for that too. When that live stream took place, that chat where that comment was made, it was still daylight here, which put it around between 6:37, maybe 6:30, 7:30. It was still daylight here. You're 2 hours ahead of me. So if you received a message or a text right after the comment was made, owning up to it, then why was the time on your message thread at like almost 9 o'clock at night your time? Little details like that are what catches my eye. You blacked out all the rest of those messages because it probably would have showed you guys talking about it back and forth, trying to figure out how to cover. So, Mama T, do you remember the name of the victim I gave you? Because this is a challenge. I'm giving you this challenge in front of all of these people, the people who are watching now, the people who are going to watch later, the people who are going to watch tomorrow. It's a challenge. Starting tomorrow will start your 2-week period. Christian Andriacchio. I hope that you take me up on that offer. And you know what? If you have any questions, I'm right here, live and direct. I'll help you. I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'll tell you where you can find something. And you have a lot of stuff to work with. There is crime scene photos, the autopsy photos, unfortunately, are out there. There are lots of court documents that have been FOIA'd and released to the public. There are Facebook groups. That's usually the process that I use when I want to talk about a case. I go to Facebook and I go in these groups and I find people that need the most help. You have the opportunity to start fresh and be better than you were today or yesterday or the day before. You should have stuck around, Mama T, because I probably would have given you a link. I just wanted to say what I needed to say without being cut off or talked over. Yes, Hummingbird did admit to being in the chat. And that's another thing that seemed off to me. why admit to being in the chat if you're just going to try to pin that one comment on this clone? What are the odds? And I know it has happened sometimes because I've seen it before. But seriously, what are the odds that the real hummingbird and a clone hummingbird are in the same chat at the same time and both make negative comments about a bike ride? Because I think the comment that Hummingbird admitted to making was something about selling snatch on the corner being illegal or something. Like, doesn't Nicolina know it's illegal to sell stuff on the corner? The odds are crazy. So hold your mods accountable, no matter who they are. I hold mine accountable. If they do something that I don't agree with or it wasn't what I wanted them to do, I talk to them about it. I don't have to annihilate them publicly. I have hand chosen the mods that I have for a specific reason. A lot of them have been with me for a while. I've been through things with them. I, Mama tried, he may have. I mean, it just comes so naturally and so easy for him. And Mama T, God bless her. I mean, she gets caught in every single lie that she spins. It's like she obviously, Mom T, you don't need to be lying because you're horrible at it. I'm gonna try to catch some comments now. Do I talk too fast, you guys? I have a lot of people that tell me I talk fast. I'm a fast reader, and so I don't know. I feel like I'm constantly going, and like I'm such a schedule oriented person that I try to fit everything in. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. There's a little OCD going on. No, the time does not fit, Lee Marie. Like, that was the first thing I noticed when she posted that screenshot. I was like, I think I had a conversation with, I think, Lily. I was like, this, because I thought it was like a daytime stream because I knew that it was still daylight here. But when I saw that that was like 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, wait a freaking minute. Yes, you are a grown ass adult, Mama T. Only you can change your life. That's right. You have to have the desire to want to change, and it's not going to be easy. You've gotten comfortable with where you're at. I've definitely done things I wish I didn't do, but I'm human. Shit happens. Yep, it does. We are all human beings. We all make mistakes, and the good people own up to the mistakes they make. Yes. And owning up to a mistake is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, right? Because you just naturally, like, if you have any type of soul or heart whatsoever, when you make a mistake, like, I know for me, if I make a mistake and it hurts someone, or like, it makes me feel icky. Like, I feel like I can't make it up to them enough. Now that time has passed, she claims she hasn't scanned. Well, we all know differently. I mean, here's the thing. She gave the story of, I just lied about that one thing. Almost all of the money went to the car. Here's what you should have done. If one penny of that money that you gathered that was specified for a particular purpose, if one penny of that was going to be reallocated to something else, you should have let the people know up front. You don't have to come on and tell the world about it, but the people who donated money to you, you should have put some effort into and made a group chat specifically with those people and said, look, this is what I was going to spend the money on, but now this situation has come up and my only option is to do this. Be open and transparent. Those people got your ass out of a situation that you were able to handle on your own. I don't know if it's going to robot. Okay. What if you would have lost your car back then? What would you have done had nobody given you money? Where would you be right now? No, people are not cut from the same cloth. And if I'm wasting my time with this yin and yang, then I am. I feel like it's time well spent because I tried. I can't. I mean, the moral of the story is just be honest. I was always told if you lie, you have to cover with another lie. So, what good is it going to do? That's true. Once you start the ball rolling, it's a constant thing to try to keep covering it up. I don't know. I'd have a hard time living like that. It would drive me bananas. Because I'm such like a note taker and a list maker and things like that. Like I'd literally have to write it all down, and then someone would find my notebook, and my whole story would be exposed. So yes, that's true, Lee Marie. If you ask several people to pay for a specific bill, taking money from all of them is a scam, whether you want to admit it or not. That's true. If if you're gonna ask seven people to help pay your car insurance, then you need to let all seven of those people know I don't have any money, so a lot of people are pitching in. Just be open. Yeah, I did hear that about the car battery. And then I heard her say it was a joke. I was just joking about the car battery. Well, no, you weren't. You flat out said, Mama T, if someone wants to DoorDash you something, DoorDash you a car battery because it was like $258. I don't know the exact make and model of your car. I think it's a Kia. So, me being the researcher that I am, got on the old Google and I found a universal battery for Kias for $111 at AutoZone. You have to shop around. Don't just like take the one price that the dealership gives you. You can get a battery from anywhere. You can get a refurbished battery for half the cost of a brand new one. And when you don't have one that works, anything's better than nothing. But the first thing you should do is not wait for someone to DoorDash you one. You go freaking, if you've got car insurance and a valid driver's license and a vehicle, then go DoorDash, do Uber Eats. Those are options that I'm sure a lot of people in California order in from DoorDash or Uber Eats and all of that stuff. So put this car that other people are paying for to good use. We have a friend here that works a full-time job and he does DoorDash like at night and on weekends. And he makes almost as much doing that as he does at his full-time job. And he's able to be the head of household and support five or six children on that income. I think one of them might be on their own now. But they have a large family and he's able to provide for that family doing that. If one part-time job isn't cutting it, you get two part-time jobs or even three part-time jobs. And this thing with someone stealing your dog, I'm going to go ahead and say how I feel about that, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I have to agree with the person that is keeping your dog. And this is why. Because almost a year later, you're not in any better situation that you were in, and it's not fair to that animal. Stop focusing on the fact that someone stole your dog and focus on the fact that someone took in your dog because it was what was best for the animal. It's not fair to not have stability and a safe environment for an animal. I gave this advice when I did my stream a few months ago, you didn't listen to, but especially pits, they are very high energy. Hold on one second. They are very high energy, high strung animals. They do well with routine and structure. Um, yeah. So the dog is in the best place at this point. Once you get your stuff together, you can always try to get your animal back. You're going to have to shell out some money, and it may cost you because whoever's been keeping your dog can then go and charge you for room and board for all this time that they've had this dog. If they're footing the bill for the care and maintenance of this animal, then in my opinion, that is now their dog. As sad as it is, my main concern is what's best for the animal. Because what if you were hopping from hotel to hotel with that dog and the dog, got stressed out or something and reacted aggressively? Those are the things you have to think about when you are an animal owner. Rockin' Robin, I don't know if she's ever going to get stability. I hope she does. I mean, I'm for everyone. It sucks to see someone in a bad situation, but some people get to a point and they just get comfortable. And Mama T, if you're just like worn out, if you're exhausted or you feel hopeless or helpless, then that's okay too. Xena is in excellent hands. I saw a video of her just yesterday. That's good. I'm glad she's in good hands. I'm a pit mama. So, I'm very partial to pits. I think they're a very misunderstood breed who they have a lot to offer. Well, I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pick up my kiddo from the bus in a little bit, and I'm going to go listen to all the crap Mama T's talking about me. I can only imagine. They're the kind of people over there that listen between. They only listen to every other word. Oh, it's so frustrating. But I hope everyone is staying cool wherever you are. I know it's been so hot here, and I was going to do this live yesterday, but some people already know I could use all kinds of prayers and well wishes, light some candles, whatever. My children's great grandfather has just been moved to a hospice center. So it's just kind of like a waiting game now. He's lived a long, full life. He knows exactly where he's going when he leaves this earth. And we all know where he's going. And he just told us the other day, we're not losing him because you can't lose something if you know where it's going to be. So, he was a very, very strong Christian who would witness to anyone who would listen. Um, he is very content. He had prostate cancer, and it's just caused a lot of problems with this catheter and things like that. So, yeah, it's just, we know it's coming any minute. So it's just kind of, someone is that comfortable with where they're going, you kind of get anxious for them. Like, as sad as it is, it's like we don't want him to, like, he's exhausted, and the pain and stuff that comes along with it. So yeah, we've had that going on. And then mini me was gone all summer. I'm so thankful because she went and visited family, that side of the family in North Carolina. So she got to spend some quality time with him over the summer and made some good memories. So I'm very thankful for that. I just got her back last week, though, and then they started back to school yesterday. So, but, kids grow up. That's what happens. But she's enjoying fourth grade so far. And I appreciate everyone who's been sending up prayers for us. Next Wednesday is going to be my birthday stream. I've never done a birthday stream before, but what we're going to do is we're going to do on this day. So it'll be what happened on August 16th for like different years. I'm not going to just stick to the year I was born. We're going to talk about all kinds of like celebrity trivia, entertainment type stuff, political events that happened on that day. I think it's going to be fun. I hope it's going to be fun. It's not going to be anything too heavy. We're just going to hang out and chit chat together. So everyone is invited, even if people don't get along. My chat is always a place where everyone can come, and I will do my best to make everyone feel comfortable and feel secure and safe while you're on my watch. So everyone, please stay cool, drink lots of water, hug your loved ones. You never know if tomorrow is going to come. And just be kind to each other. Mama T, I hope you don't take anything I said like too offensively. That was my stern but understanding way of presenting things. I do hope you take me up on that challenge, because not only is it going to show me that you can do better, but you have the opportunity to change the way people look at you. You have control of that. If you don't want to do it because it's too much work, hey, that tells us all we need to know. Just stop lying about people, get your facts right, do your research, and just cut the bullshit. Everyone, happy Thursday. Have an amazing evening. Have a safe weekend, and I will see all of you next Wednesday at 1:45, something like that. And Tara, quit telling people that the feds are coming, because we know that's not true. All right. Love you guys.